Hey everybody, this is Gio, and welcome to Chapter 2 of my Mega Man X2 Any% Speedrun tutorial. Today we're going to be covering how to use the practice ROM and the intro stage. First off, whenever you load into the practice ROM, you'll see 4 options. The options mode is just simply to rebind your controls, just like in the regular cart. For this tutorial we're covering Any%, so press start on Any%. In order to get to the intro stage, you'll press where the Counter Hunter stage normally is in the real game. In order to go to the Counter Hunter stages, you go to the top row, and each one of select plus one of the columns will take you to the Counter Hunter stage respectively. For example, since Sponge is the first column, and if you press select and then hit Sponge, you'll be taken to Counter Hunter 1. And you can exit the stage at any time in the practice ROM. The same thing goes for Counter Hunter 2. Counter Hunter 3 is just this X logo. Counter Hunter 4, which is the refights. And then Counter Hunter 5, which is the Sigma stage. I'm in the regular Rockman X2 cart because I want to talk about game start. Whenever you press the game start one time, X will fire his shot and the screen will fade out. And then you'll get to the intro stage. However, there is a faster way to do this. If you repress start afterward or mash start, the game will fade out faster, like so. However, there's an even better way to do this. Speedrunners of Mega Man X2 set their timer to -1.45 and start whenever they hit start on this screen. If they hit start on this screen, they can mash start and get an even faster start because the game doesn't have to fade in all the way, and so it can fade out faster. Like so. You saw the game tile for just a split second there. We set it to -1.45 because we don't want to have to manually press the split button. You want to be focusing on mashing start. The intro stage is fairly straightforward. The only tech you'll have to worry about is the CFO boss at the end, but other than that, it is just basic movement that we covered in Chapter 1. Once a ready pops up, there will be a little bit of a delay before you can move. You'll then do 2 dashes and land on this platform right here. These wall enemies will try and close down, but this first one in particular is very lenient. 2 dashes, and you can get past them without any trouble if you dash on this platform. There will then be 2 screwdriver enemies waiting for you. You can kill them however you want. I personally prefer to kill them with 2 dash lemons, but if you want, you can also kill them with a green shot, or you can kill them with a blue shot. This wall enemy is less lenient, as it's shorter, and so you'll have less time to get under it. However, we're going to use the same concept as before and land on this platform and dash under it. This time we only need 1 dash and a dash jump, like so. Once you get past this wall, there's only 1 wall left that you need to get past, and it's around the same length as the other one. There will be 2 screwdriver enemies in these lower pits, but you can completely ignore them, as you can just hop to the taller platforms, like so. Use the same concept as the other walls, land on this platform, dash under it. When you reach here, you will do a jump out to land on this platform specifically. However, there's a little helicopter in the way, and if you jump too high, you'll bonk it. If you jump low enough, you can completely avoid it like so. However, if you think you're too high, you can also just shoot a lemon on the way down. Once you land here, you'll want to do a max height jump and fire a lemon. This will make sure we kill this helicopter dude and we won't have to worry about him. Once we kill this dude, we need to make sure that we get enough height to kill this next helicopter dude. We'll jump off of this platform and do a max height jump again and fire another lemon to kill this next helicopter. And then dash under here. You'll then come across this claw. You're able to skip this... You're able to skip getting grabbed by this claw and land directly on this platform. A lot of the time starting off, whenever you make this jump to get the claw, you'll accidentally do a wall kick. In order to avoid this wall kick, we can dash as far to the right as possible without getting grabbed by the claw and do a max height jump like shown. If you go too far right, you get grabbed. We're now encountering our first ladder of the game. If you're opting out of going for gap jumps, just do 2 wall kicks here and grab the ladder immediately. If you're wanting to go for this gap jump, the only way you can go for this is a turnaround gap jump. Dash off of this platform and do a full height jump to this wall. Another full height jump should set you up to hit this gap jump. Once you get up this ladder, the walls will start to close. You will need to do 5 kicks in order to get up to the next ledge. Once we get to the top, the enemy's going to continue trying to close the walls and cause a lot of lag. You're not going to be in danger of dying, but you want to reduce lag by killing this enemy. He can die to a single lemon, so we're going to turn to the left and kill him with the lemon, and then turn immediately back to the wall. When we're up against the wall, we're going to get up here with a double kick. Once you get to the top of this orange platform, you're going to encounter another ladder. If you're not going for gap jumps, simply climb this left wall and then do 2 wall kicks and grab the ladder. If you're going to go for this gap jump, it's a little bit tricky. I grab this wall and then I do a 7 pixel kick right below this little line here. So I kick here. Once you're up here, there's 2 ways to enter the boss arena. The safe way is to just dash off of these 2 platforms and start your charge. You want to end up as far to the right as possible. However, the fastest way to do this is jumping as far right as possible off of this ledge and skipping these 2 ledges entirely. We call this the swish. You still want to end up as far to the right as possible. Beware, if you're going for this strat and you accidentally clip your heel, you're not going to be able to do a buffer dash starting the fight. Make sure you're as far to the right as possible and at dash speed when entering this fight. We're now going to learn the CFO fight. To do this fight, we're going to combine our knowledge of buffered inputs and CFO. At the beginning of the fight, we can actually buffer our dash jump. If you're not at dash speed, you'll only get a regular jump, so beware of that. Do a small dash jump and hit him with the full charge you have, and land on this platform. Do not jump too high, otherwise you'll hit him. When you're over here, you want to fire another lemon to start your CFO. My visual cue is when you get to the right of this purple rail. You'll want to start another charge afterward. As soon as your charge is ready, you'll release your charge right at CFO. You'll then want to go past this purple rail in the background and fire another lemon to start your charge. I jump to the platform below CFO, and then I go to the left and hit him. According to research done by Akiteru, the countdown to end CFO's explosion starts when both edges of the explosion touch of the sides of the screen, so having him centered saves a few frames. To tell if you had a fast fight or not, you can look at CFO's nipple. If it's fully covered, then that means you had a completely optimal fight. If a little bit of it is showing, you still had a good fight. You don't want the full thing to be showing, because that means you had a slow fight.